can you make a magic wand?
How can something be boiling cold?
How difficult is it to give things away?
How? How?
Oh! How can I finally win myself 10p?
Couldn't possibly, Gareth.
Not
I'm
off
sorry,
me, you
not
couldn't,
today.
mate. No.
You really reckon that I'm not going to be able to win 10p this time?
Not off me.
Ha ha! Money on the table then.
There's
Well, what's
10
the
pence.
how first?
What's the how?
Yeah.
All you got to do is something that I do.
All right, easy peasy.
Right. Fred.
Yeah.
On here,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a piece of card
Yeah.
with an arrow on both sides.
Yes.
I flip the card like that. You
Yeah.
see? An arrow points up on both sides.
Yes.
I bet you that if I give you this, that you will see that the arrow will flip upside down. You can't do this.
Of course I can do it.
Yeah?
You can do it. I can do it.
Go on,
Toppy.
then.
My
Go on,
money's
then.
safe.
Okay.
with
Go
you,
on, Fred, flip
You
it,
ready?
Fred, flip it,
Go on,
flip it.
go on, all right.
Yeah, go on, Fred. Try it. Turn it the other
Try
way.
harder,
Turn
Fred,
it backwards.
will you,
Maybe that'll do
please?
it, Fred. Eh? No, he can't do it. I think that's my 10p, chaps. You see what's going on here, you see. I'll actually show you using this transparent version of the same thing here. It is a card, it's got an arrow on both sides, but the arrows are at right angles to each other. So if you rotate it over this axis here, like this, with these two corners, you hold it there, you rotate it like that, the arrow stays turning upwards, OK? Got that? See that?
But that's what I was doing.
Ah, no, not quite, Fred. Because when I gave it to you, I made you take it by these two corners by simply holding onto these myself. So you took it by those two, and when you turn it by those two corners, you reverse both arrows
Why
like
didn't you see
that.
that, Fred?
You cheated me.
But that's the idea. Fred Dinage, 0. Mr. G. Jones of North Wales, 20p. That's how.
It's not fair, is it? Now, how can something be boiling cold?
What do you mean boiling cold?
Boiling hot.
Cold. Gareth, I'll need your help for this, please, if you could come over. Now, in here we have water. We've all seen it boil into a gas, which is steam, and that's boiling.
It's boiling hot, Carol.
It is boiling hot, but this is boiling cold, because in here what we have is nitrogen, which is normally a gas, but it's been cooled down so much that it's become a liquid. And that, in fact, is at minus 196 degrees centigrade.
So it's boiling cold.
It's very cold indeed. So can you blow up a balloon for me and put your safety gear on? I shall show you what use we have here. 'Cause this is a vat of liquid nitrogen. Lovely flower. Smelly, smelly, smelly.
Very fresh.
Lovely. Very fresh indeed. Let's dunk it into our vat. Cook it a little, just for a few seconds. No salt and pepper. Out it comes into my hand, and it is merely crushed.
Good Lord.
Because it's so cold. Isn't that fabulous?
Wow.
All right, then. Squash ball.
Squash ball,
You're
yeah.
good with squash balls, aren't you? Can you bounce it? Just to
Okay.
show that there's no cheat.
Real salt, I can feel it squashy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous. In it goes, squash ball into the vat. Meanwhile, we have a piece of very bendy metal. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Very bendy indeed.
It's not going to break that, is it, surely?
Well, let's have a go. Put it in, just for a matter of a few seconds, waggle it around a little, then out it comes into my hand. What's going to happen? This.
Wow!
Snaps. Isn't that fabulous? Now then, let's see how my cooking's going on. I trust you'll be coming round for dinner one day soon, Gareth. Squash ball. Very, very cold squash ball. Smash it with the hammer, will you? Because I'm not strong enough.
It'll bounce, surely. You see that?
Yeah.
Wow!
Isn't that fabulous?
What about this balloon?
The balloon, OK. Now, the balloon full of air. Put it in here, and what happens is, because it's so cold, the air turns into a liquid. And this is what they do when they try to transport literally rooms full of gas. They turn it into a liquid, and then they can put it into tanks. Oh, right. To transport it from place to place. So that's a liquid in there. As it heats up, it turns back into a gas.
And
so
expands.
we have our balloon all over again. Isn't that fabulous?
Reflatable, that's superb, Carol.
Isn't that wonderful? And that is how something can be boiling cold.
Good how, and here's another. How do wasps help you to read, and at the same time, how have they been partly responsible for the destruction of many of the world's forests, and at the same time as that, how have they revealed themselves to have a particularly nasty personal habit? 3 hows for the price of 1.
Tell us how.
Not bad value, is it? And the answer to all 3 lies in the way they build their nests. I've got 3 or 4 really dinky little wasps' nests here. One for you, Toppy. One for you, Carol.
It's very light, Fred.
It's very light. What else do you notice about it, Carol?
It's sort of like paper, isn't it?
It's just like paper, and therein lies the answer to the how, because wasps have got rather peculiar eating habits. You see, they like to chew trees, and they ingest the fibres and eventually spit them out in a sort of pulp. And it's from that pulp that they make their nests. And this was first noticed in the 18th century by a Frenchman called Rayo Moore, and it gave him the idea of making paper out of wood pulp, because up until then, paper had been made out of rag. So there you are. Do you see? 3 for the price of 1. How do wasps help you to read? Because they led to the introduction of paper. How do they lead to the destruction of forests? Because men chopped down the trees to make the paper. And how have they got a particularly nasty habit? Because they spit. 3 for the price of 1. Good value, isn't it?
Fabulous value, Fred.
Fabulous.
Here's an instant and very cheap how. How can you play the biro?
You can't play the biro.
Play the biro, not write with it, but play it as a musical instrument. Watch this. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It will never actually replace the bongos, but how do you do it?
It's very, very easy. All you have to do is take a biro, rest it on your bottom lip till it's touching your bottom row of teeth like that, and you tap it against your teeth. You change the shape in your house as you're doing it. What you get is different notes, like a Jew's harp, you know, A, E, I, O, U.
Yeah.
Good for the teeth.
Oh, it's fine for the teeth. You know, people with dentures can play too.
Get away.
Seriously, I actually know a guy whose bottom jaw, with dentures, he's had them tuned to A flat so he can play with an orchestra.
And how did Toppy's friend lose his teeth? Through playing the biro.
So that's how you can actually play the biro.
Marvellous. Now, how can you tell what's happening inside your shoe? Well, you know the problem. If your shoes are ill-fitting, too tight, possibly, you get very, very sore feet. Well, without using an X-ray, how can you tell that this problem is going to happen before it happens? Well, you couldn't until now. But now a leading foot healthcare manufacturer has invented this. This is an insole that you can put inside your shoe. It's electronic, lots of pretty little circuit boards. And what you do is you put this insole inside your shoe. I put it inside my favourite shoe. And you connect it up to the computer via this box and you start walking. So what? Well, what the computer does is it detects all the high pressure points inside your shoe as you're walking. And from that, you can tell whether you're going to get any problems or not. Now, you can see on the screen the dark blue patches, that's where it's low pressure. And as you go to the sort of the green colours and the red colours, we shouldn't have any here, then those are the high pressure points. And it's the high pressure points that cause all the problems. Well, you can see why these are my favourite shoes, because there aren't any high pressure points at all. But now, if I try my stilettos, let's see what happens with those.
They're terrible for you, stilettos, Fred, aren't they?
And those are a little bit high, Carol.
Yeah, they are a bit high. I'll just put the other one on. Oh dear. Right, now let's see. Keep walking. Oh dear, can you see that? Lots and lots of greens and reds, showing that there are very, very high pressure points when you wear stilettos. And the reason why that happens is because the heels are pushing the entire weight of your body onto your toes. And now I can understand why these absolutely kill me when I've been wearing them all day long. Well, how important is this? Well, it's very important because your poor feet during the course of your lifetime will walk 70,000 miles, can you believe? That's 4 times around the Earth. And if you can detect these problems before they happen, you can stop yourself from having bunions, corns, and flat feet. And that is how, using one of these, you can tell what's happening inside your shoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do you make a magic wand?
Well, how do you mean a magic wand?
Proper magic wand. I'll do some live magic with this one now. You watching? Yeah, watch this.
then.
Pull this one down. Watch this tassel here. You ready? Watch,
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. You've got the
In
two
the
tubes
hand,
and
they're all
links.
connected in the hand.
What, one piece of string going straight
Yes.
through?
Yeah, easy.
Not so. Fred,
Yeah?
pull that one down for me. Watch this tassel. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Wahey!
Hey, good stuff. How'd you do
That's
it?
fantastic.
It's magic, and you can do it too. It's very easy. It's not really magic. It's an illusion, like most magic. What you're going to need is a hollow tube like this with holes at either end, so. You'll also need a tassel on a piece of string like this, very important, the tassel. You'll also need a fishing weight. And the way you put them all together looks rather like this. Here's a transparent version of the wand which demonstrates fairly well, I think, how it works. Now, the weight here is free to slide up and down this tube. As you lift it up, the weight falls down and it pulls the tassel up like that. Did you get that? I'll show you that again. Pull that down there and the weight falls down and pulls the tassel up. And the way to run the trick is that you don't have to make them small, you make big ones like this, real big ones. What you do is pull one of them down like that. When you tip this up, the weight falls down, and it seems as if by pulling this one, you've caused that one to go up. If you didn't get it down... What?
Toppy! You've never seen one like this before.
I haven't, Fred. They are there.
at the size
All right,
of that.
then. You ready? I'll pull this. You ready?
OK.
Ready? Go.
What about that?
Fantastic,
What a
Fred.
whopper.
If you didn't manage to get all that down, don't worry. It's in one of the how-to fact books. In fact, you can write off for a free fact book to this address. How to. P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, ME145, as we say in Wales. How to. P.O. Box 1, Maidstone, Kent, ME145.
How difficult is it to give things away?
Well, it's pretty easy, isn't it? You just give something to somebody and that's it.
It's easy unless you happen to live on the Trobriand Islands, which are in the South Seas off New Guinea. There they have a most unusual thing. They're always giving each other gifts as a mark of their esteem, generally baubles, bangles and beads, things like that. And what happens is when they're in one part of the island, they give away a certain thing, in our case marbles. When they're visiting the other end of the island, they give away something else, in our case comics. Let me show you how it works. I'm visiting Toppy. Hello Toppy, lovely to see you. Here's my very best marble. You're jolly pleased with that. You give me your best comic in exchange.
Oh, that's this copy of Thundercats in there.
Thank you very much, Toppy. Now you go to the other end of the island to see Carol, and of course the marble keeps going round that way, so you give her that lovely marble.
Carol used to belong to Fred.
And
Carol?
here's a wonderful comic in
You're
return.
getting the idea. Your comic's going that way. Right, now I'm coming to see you, so I say hi, Carol.
Hello.
You give me a lovely marble.
There's that lovely marble.
I give you this lovely comic, once owned by
Fine.
Toppy.
Okay.
It's a nice little system and everyone's happy. Where it starts to get complicated is when you get a nice person like me and a horrible, deviant, mean person, Toppy. I give him my lovely marble, hello Toppy. In exchange, he gives me a really nasty, cheap gift.
Well, you can have that, because I haven't finished reading this yet. I'm sorry about the state of it.
It's a dreadful, tatty, awful comic with chewing gum on the front. It's not worthy of me. Oh, and worse, here comes Carol.
Hello, Fred. Here's a lovely marble. I've been saving that up for weeks just to give to you especially.
She gives me a lovely, lovely marble, but all I've got to give her is this tatty comic which he gave me. Oh, hello, Carol, here you
What's
are.
this?
She's now not
it's a
happy with me
comic.
because I've insulted her. I'm not
Gareth,
happy with
last
him.
time I
She'll
saw
talk
Fred,
to him
he gave
about
me
me,
this
and I'm going to
dreadful
talk to
tatty
her
comic.
about him.
Amazing.
Do you know, that dreadful Toppy
know,
gave me a
it's gonna give you
really
a
tatty
squash
comic,
marble,
you know.
actually.
He's a really dreadful...
You gave me
And
this
so
marble.
it goes on.
That's
Suddenly the system has become...
No,
Shh!
it's fine.
The system has become complicated. It gets more so, as you'll find out if you join us on the Trobriand Islands themselves. And here we are on the lovely sun-drenched Trobriand Islands, gifts to give away. The problem is, here there are just millions of coconuts and they can go in any directions. Hello, Toppy, lovely to see you all, love.
Nice
Have
to see
a
you,
marble.
Fred. Thanks, matey. Have a comic.
Thanks a lot, mate. Have a few coconuts as well, old
Oliver,
love.
you might like to have some coconuts.
No, I don't think
Gareth,
so.
so there's a comic for
Have a
you.
marble,
Oh,
love.
thank you very much. Have some coconuts, please.
that's
I
very
insist.
nice.
Hiya, Carol. There's a
There's
nice comic
there's
for you. Have a few coconuts, love.
Well, Fred, actually, I'd like to give you some back.
Fred?
Gareth.
Yeah, matey, got some coconuts for you there. Thought you might want those. And a comic, actually.
Hello. I'll just have the one coconut.
Carol, that's some coconuts, love. So there you are. Suddenly you see how difficult it is to give things away. And that is how for now.
No,
You might want these coconuts. I've got
no, 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 no.
Got a lovely bunch of coconuts.